Well, good morning. We're going to kick this video right on off and start with skin prep. I like to use this Tatcha one. It is dewy even though I'm oily. I like to use it because I am going to go in later with a mattifying primer. And of course, we have to start with brows. I like to run this NYX gel glue, eyebrow glue, whatever it's called, through my eyebrows first, and then I start to kind of shape them from there. I take a little bit of a pomade. You can use any pomade. I like to use it to kind of frame my eyebrows, not necessarily use it throughout all of my eyebrow, because my eyebrows are sparse at the end. I like to take that to get the shape done. And then you'll see in a little bit, I will go in with, well, once I finish shaping, I'm still playing around right here. I do the top and the bottom. Yes, it's a little bit darker, but that's okay because we're going to correct it here in a little bit. Like I said, most of the product I use from the pomade, I concentrated towards the back of my brows. Yeah, you just play around with it, take your time, see what works best for your face. And then I like to take a brow powder for the front of my eyebrows. This is just what works for me because they're so sparse up there. I have to kind of create a little bit more of a brow hairs towards the front. So I feel like doing it in a lighter brow powder gives me that soft effect that I'm looking for. And then I just start to use the brow powder at this point to start to fill in any little other areas. I don't want the pomade as a fill-in per se. So now we got to clean up these eyebrows. So just take your pot concealer, whichever one you have. For this particular day, because I knew I wasn't doing a lot of eyeshadow, I decided to go in with the skin tone conceal. And it just depends on what you're trying to do. So I didn't really need much of a highlight. Now for my lids, because I have hooded lids, I actually take a little bit of a pot concealer and set my whole eye, because in order for me to even be able to wear eyeshadow, I need to create a good stable base for the eyeshadow, and this just does it by me covering up the whole thing. And plus my eyes are super hyperpigmented, so then I just take a little bit of a translucent powder and then I set that, because I knew this wasn't going to be a heavy eyeshadow day, just a soft glam around the eyes, nothing complicated. I need to stop saying nothing complicated, which is why I went in like I did. So we're going to go straight into eyeshadow, which for this look, this is so simple. You can start this here if you know you just want to have a little bit of a color on your lid. And then what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you, this is real time. This is one reason why I did not take this out. Once I get it all set, I just go in with a lighter brown to blend out the top of it, because you don't want that harsh line. You want it to look like you've taken the time to blend the shade out. And it's going to take a little bit of time. So just take your time. This is no rush. I just really sit down and do makeup for me. Don't let nobody tell you. Now, there are some techniques, yes, but however you enjoy it, however you think you like it, go. Here, you guys, this is just me taking a little bit of a little glitter shimmer. Nothing too pigmented. I just wanted to give a little sparkle to my eye, even though I knew I was not going to be doing too much. So this is just for the effect over what I've already done, and just kind of sparsing it through there. It's a little, take your time and fix it if you need to. I'm just going to take the lighter brown that I use and kind of make sure it's not too heavy in the glitter. I just wanted a little something on the eye. And then, take, it was ColourPop. I can't remember that color. Then you take, now this is important, you guys. The key to getting your face to last all day is your priming steps. Each time you prime your face with whatever product you need, to do this for me is a mattifying primer. So I put it on now so that it can sit on my skin for at least 2 to 5 minutes before I go in with any of my face products. And I do that for each part of my primer. And that's not the only primer I'm going to use. So while that's doing that, I go ahead and do my mascara. Yeah, mascaras needed because it's gonna help your eyelashes, because I'm gonna wear falsies, so it's gonna help your eyelashes blend to your regular lashes, your fake lashes and your regular lashes, to help them look like one, so that there's really not a separation between the two. So yeah, I get a good coat on there, and that gives the first primer I set down time to sit. And here, I'm going to put this in a separate video as well. This is how I do my eyelashes, my application for my fake eyelashes. I line my waterline with my lash glue. And you see how it is white. This step is highly, highly important, you guys. A lot of people say, oh, it only takes a second. But if you're using this method right here, it takes at least 2 to 3 minutes. Let it sit, and then what you're looking for is, see how it's still white there? I'm looking for it to become clear. The clear, when it gets to the clear part, that lets me know it is ready and tacky. I don't want to skip this part. The Nesamarex. If you don't have this product in your life, I don't know what you're doing. This is a blurring, like if you just want to be that one primer person, then this is the product for you. I use it more so on the outer perimeter of my face, because the texture in my skin is very porous. So I use it to kind of hit those highlighted porous areas around my face. Then what's going on right here? I'm taking my time. Oh, I'm grabbing my lashes. Now, granted, these are a day old. Day old lashes are going to apply a little bit better than first day lashes, which you would need to take a little bit more time with your first day lashes and kind of get them shaped and kind of how you need them. But since they have already been shaped to my eye, the next day lashes are way better for application. And this is how I do it. I make sure I center it, and then before I push them together, I make sure that they are kind of, even across my eyelash line. And if I have to move it, I move it before I press the center. I want to make sure that the ends and on the front and the back are really very secure. And you see how the eyelash just sucked on? So that's the importance of letting the glue actually dry down a little bit. And this is I like to go in with a little bit of a glow underneath my foundation, because like I said, most of the time I'm using a mattifying primer, and this is just an easier way to get that done, to make it look more skin-like, if that makes any sense, without going in with a per se glowy or oily foundation. So this gives me a little bit more control. It's not all over, and I just kind of concentrated on the perimeter of my face. Okay, and that's what you're looking for. Just get it real smooth. So you see what that Nesamarex did? Listen, don't play with her. And then I'm gonna go ahead and contour a little bit. You don't have to have this. I actually got this at the Cosmetics Warehouse, so I'm gonna use that to kind of start to carve out and shape my face a little bit, because you have to. That's a must. Why wouldn't you want to kind of go ahead and give your face some definition if you really don't have any? I don't have great cheeks, but we're going to make some great cheeks, okay? And take out a little bit of that chin underneath there. That's okay. Trust me. When you start to take your pictures with a little bit of a contoured face, you're going to appreciate it a whole lot more. So you can already see my face structure changing a little bit. I'm not overdoing it. I'm kind of staying within how my face is structured. I'm just adding a little bit of depth so that it can be seen, if that makes any sense, what I'm saying. And then, of course, you want to do a little bit of a nose contour. Yeah, because not saying you're taking away, because some people always think you're doing nose contour to take away your nose, but you could be doing it just to define it a little bit more. Especially, well, good morning. We're gonna jump right into part 2 of Makeup Glam. This is me doing a color corrector because I do have super hyperpigmented under eyes, so I will more than likely always correct. And now that we have most things on our face, I'm gonna do a little bit of foundation. As you can tell, I only used about a half a pump. You do not need that much foundation, you guys. So that's what keeps my face from looking so cakey. A lot of people ask me about why doesn't it look cakey when you use your foundation, and this is the main reason why. So now that I have let the corrector kind of sit, I'll go in and blend it out. The sponge that I'm using is the Sonia Kashuk sponge. You can get those at Target. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I don't gatekeep. The products do what they will, and you just have to kind of practice. I've been practicing a long time, you guys. I've always wanted to know how to do my face, and it takes practice. It doesn't matter how many products that you go out and get. If you don't practice and understand the shape of your face, you're never going to get it. And right here, I'm using the Rare Beauty blush. It is top tier. It is a liquid brush, so don't be afraid of liquid blushes, but you see how that blends out. And sometimes when I know I'm probably not going to go in with the powder, I'll make sure that I have a little bit more coverage, and that blush does just that. And here we go with my under eye concealer, step 2. I use 2 concealers here. I do one that's skin tone. This Givenchy, by the way, you guys. It's a nice, beautiful concealer. It does not dry underneath my eyes, and it does not have that cakiness, especially since I have skin that folds underneath there. I am a woman of a certain age, and that's okay, but I actually love this concealer because I feel like it moisturizes as well. And here's my second conceal, just a little bit right there where my darkness will sometimes kind of peek through, but I want to give a little bit of a highlight to my face. Not much. As you can tell, you're not using a lot of products. Let that myth go. When someone is doing your face, it might seem like a lot of products. It's more so a lot of steps than product, if they're doing it right. So here, I'm just going to let the concealer do the work, okay? And now I'm going to take a little bit of that highlight from, it's a cream highlight. I'll put that down as well if I feel like I'm not going to want to do actual powders all the time, and I want the effect of having done that powder work. And here, first step, for powdering, I'm going to take a pressed powder. You take whatever you like. I like to use a foundation powder here. It's just like a little bit of extra coverage underneath the eye to start to make sure that my eyes don't crease, and I don't have all the crinkles from the other skin that I have up underneath my eye. So this is kind of what I do to protect. I'm so stupid. Hey, listen, this powder by Huda Beauty, it's just so good, you guys. You can't take things away from people when it does what it's supposed to do. Now, I use this to kind of do my baking underneath my eye. The first one is just more like a set so that nothing moves, and this one is like a baking to give me a little bit more of a highlight up under there. And I do spend a little time with that powder up underneath my eye. You do not have to do that much. If you don't have this issue that I have, then of course you can take out as many steps that you need to. But for me, I need all of these steps. That's why it's called your face and your makeup. You got to figure out the things that are going to work for you, okay? And don't forget, go get you a powder puff from Amazon. Do I need to start an Amazon storefront? Okay. Excuse me, y'all. This powder right here from One Size is the bomb. I use the dark deep one for my all over set of my face. And yes, you do need different, excuse me, y'all, you do need different powders. Like, you wouldn't want to set your face with the yellow tone powder. Get something close to your skin tone. And listen, he did the dang on thing with this powder. I love it. Trust me, when I say this changed my makeup game, it did. As far as me not having to worry about my face moving throughout the day, it did not. It blurs really well, and I think it just does well with any foundation that you choose to do. So yeah, just take your time and set your face, get it done. This is like if you want an all day look too. Okay, you guys, now we're gonna go back in and bronze up the skin. The combination of that bronzer and that brush from Fenty, to me, just does the work for you. I know a lot of people worry about the placement, but the way that brush is designed, it gives you the angles that you need without all the work. Like, I don't think you can ever really overdo your bronzer with this brush. It's fluffy, but it has grooves in it to make sure that it's really kind of contouring the face correctly, if that makes any sense what I'm saying. I hope Fenty still makes this brush because it is so good, especially if you're unsure about how to do bronzer. I'm just cleaning up my cheeks here a little bit to give me a little bit more of a cut underneath, and I'm gonna let that sit on my skin. You do not have to do that. You can do that if you feel like you maybe have over bronze, or you want it to be more of a deeper definition on your face. Any of the blushes by Juvia's Place, go for it. I was just showing y'all that I didn't really put a lot of it on. And the same thing here, I'm just showing you how the placement matters. Like, you gotta know, your face structure and where to highlight and where to place blush. Always place things at the back if you're not sure, just so it's not sitting on your cheek, which will emphasize texture if it's not a great product. And now I'm just gonna go in and take off my little bait from my thighs. I'm not letting things sit extremely long. The only thing that I really let sit really long is what's underneath my eye, you guys. Just make sure that does not, because you got to remember there are 3 products, excuse me, underneath my eye. And I just take my sponge and start pressing in. A lot of people will wipe this away. By the time this has kind of set in, I just think it's okay to go ahead and press whatever is left, because it's not a lot, and give you that flawless look. Yep, I'm loving it. I cannot complain. Here, you guys, a lot of people don't understand this step. The first spray that you use is to bring all the powders together on your face. So that's what a Morphe or a MAC does. The key to getting it to flawless is fanning it. You want it to get dry. Next, I will do a little bit of eyeliner. You don't have to do this if that's not your thing, your jam. I think it just does a good job of giving a little more definition to the eye. That's it. And of course, we have to do a little bit of under eye work with our eyeshadow. So whatever the darkest shade is that you used on top, just use it to do your lower lash line. Start off with that, and that's like a soft brown, and then you go in with the lighter shade that you use in your eye look, and then just kind of blend it out, and that's how you get that soft effect. It's not that complicated. It doesn't have to be. I think people make it complicated, especially when they think they got to do what the makeup artist did to their face, and that's just totally not true. We'll be back for part 3.